The title of this evening's talk, I'm changing in order to get an insight into the very nature of the talk. It's going to be the art of meditation. Because if you're going to explore meditation, you might want to get the most perfect example. And therefore you want to get the most perfect form in which to express it. And therefore we can do tonight's lecture in terms of that. Now to play tonight, all we need is three things. We need this quote from the Timaeus, this model, and then we'll play with analogies, and we'll do our thing on top of it. Now the Demiurgos is a name for God. God the maker, doer. Ergos, work. He's a working God. So the Demiurgos is to the model as the model is to the universe. Now, let's put that aside. All creative processes follow essentially this model. Here is a very talented artist, as you can see from my figure. He must have a model, external or internal. He must then be able to focus on that model. And then there's a skill he must possess that guides his hand in the construction of the work. The degree to which the work matches the model, to that degree we can say the work is therefore successful. We can even judge it as to the degree to which it can be said to be matching. We can say to that degree the work is true. That is to say, there's a measure of truth, if we mean by truth the correspondence between the model and the copy, for this is a copy. This is our copy. So let me just put it that way for a moment. This is our copy, and therefore, if this is the basic concept of all creative processes, then the artist or the maker must then have a model in his mind, and on that basis, he must then, I'm using he just out of preference of tradition. The artist, therefore, then fixing his mind on the model allows then the process of creation to produce the copy. And therefore, this is really God, the Demiurgos. And he has an idea in his mind, or it is the mind of God, and it's on that reflection that the copy, which is the universe, is therefore brought into existence. Now, you can see ahead now, you can quite clearly see why we're going to be talking about the art of meditation, for this is a meditation model. That is to say, you have to have an ideal, a model. Even if it's a negative model, you must nonetheless have something in your mind about what you're striving for. And to the degree to which you can match it, to that degree of meditation is true. Now, if we want to therefore generate our concern, what we're really interested in seeing whether we can grasp a theology. That's what we want. We want to grasp a theology based upon a cosmology. Well, this is a cosmology, you see. God therefore focuses on the model. What's the model? The model is himself, because he makes the universe on the image, and the image that he has in his mind, therefore, is going to be himself. Therefore, he's reflecting upon himself. In that reflection, that becomes the model. On that basis, he then creates. To the degree that he judges the creation as good, to that degree it is a truth. That is to say, we can say the creation is truth. It's a model of truth. Now, how do we go from a cosmology, which is a creating the universe, to a theology? Well, let's hold that for a moment and go back here. Suppose we could ask this artist a series of questions about, see, what we want to know is, what's the process of creation? What's the process of creation? Is it possible that we can understand that relationship, the process? Because if we understand that process, then we'll be able to understand any creative process. But if we understand that process, that will tell us something about the creator. Because at that moment, the creator is functioning as an artist. All other characteristics and attributes we're leaving behind. Whether he wears glasses, whether he's holy, whether he's not holy. It's only in his creative aspect of his creation that we really are concerned. Therefore, what we want to know here in the creation of the universe, according to the Platonic model, what we want to see is what we can learn about God in this process. Now, what is this? Now, look here we have it. Now let's see if we can get it even clearer. We can say God is to his cosmos, because rather than use the word universe, cosmos means that there's an intelligible process going on. Universe doesn't necessarily mean that, it just means one verse. But cosmos contains in the idea, right, a cosmos, an intelligent creation, an intelligent universe. Therefore, God is to his cosmos as a model is to its copy. Now we have a four terminology. God is to his cosmos as a model is to its copy. Therefore, God produces a copy, the model is the cosmos. Now, what do we want to see? We want to see again how we can understand this process between the two. What can we learn from Plato's Timaeus, Platonic vision of the cosmos, that will help us understand what God goes through in the creative process of generating the cosmos? If we can line those things up carefully, we should be able to know something about what he does in the creation. Wait a minute, if we can collect all the things that he does in the process of creation, we'll get an insight into theology. That is, the study of the Dios, right? The study of the Theos, the study of the God. In the very act of creating, it should tell us something about it. Well, let's see. Now look here. If we're going to do that, what do? We need to know something about analogy, don't we? Because this is an analogy. So, and this is one of the most interesting of quotes from the Timaeus that's going to guide us for this evening. Right? The most beautiful of bonds is that which most perfectly unites into one both itself and the things which it binds together, and to effect this in the most beautiful manner is the natural property of analogy. That's the key.